Hey everyone, we are going to do a series on makeup, and they're going to get more in depth with makeup tutorials and stuff, but I thought I would just start from scratch and start from the beginning and basically lead into how to find makeup that works for you, and how to kind of like apply it a little bit, and then we'll get into the more like detailed tutorials about other things like contouring and stuff. But basically I'm going to start off with foundation and face primer, because that is what you pretty much start off with, other than like washing your face in lotion. So I'm just gonna get to it. No nonsense, I'm just gonna go. So face primer is great. It lays basically the foundation of your skin. There are people, people use face primer for different things. I use it to make my makeup last a little longer. Sometimes there are face primers that can be, they kind of maybe smooth out things on your face. I don't know about that for me personally. I do have some dips in my skin, and I don't really notice too much of a difference if I'm wearing primer or not. But I do like that it does keep my foundation on longer, and my blush as well. My blush seems to be more intense and last throughout the day when I do wear my primer. The primer I am using is Too Faced. It's called Primed and Poreless. They have a couple, everybody has a face primer now. There used to be like 2 companies that did it, and you would pay a pretty penny for it. Now you can go to the drugstore and get them. You can go everywhere and get them. I really like this one personally. Ones I would also suggest would be the Sephora branded one that's clear, and NYX's, and kind of a range for you. I can't remember how much this costs, but I will put the link in our blog post and in our YouTube description for all the stuff I'm using today and the stuff I talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. This particular brand of primer comes out kind of tan, which I don't know, I like because I can see it. I did use the Sephora one and it was clear and I didn't know what I was doing. I still liked it, but I was just like, I don't know where I'm putting it. And basically I just kind of just blot it on main sections of my face, and I'm pretty sloppy about it. Because to me, I'm like, no one's gonna see it. So, et voila. And then I just wait a couple minutes just to kind of let it sink in and set. So we're gonna wait. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and my whatever it's called, primer, is all ready to go. And if you do like touch your face after you put it on, it's like kind of more silky feeling, which is nice. Now on to foundation. Picking a foundation is a pain in the butt. Once you've figured out, your like skin tone and undertones or whatever, then it becomes easier. But at the beginning, it's just like, so to find your undertone, the easiest way for me to do it is to look at your veins in your wrist. If your veins are if your veins are green, you are warm toned. If they are blue or purple, you're cool toned. Mine are blue, so I'm cool toned. There are other ways to figure it out. There's like a jewelry test. If you look better in gold jewelry or silver jewelry, that determines, so gold is warm, silver is cold. But to me, that's like so like, oh, I just like gold jewelry because I like gold jewelry and I think I look okay in it, but I'm cool tone. So to me, the vein things work best. If you can't tell what they are, like you're not really like going either way, then you're probably neutral. I am like neutral leaning cool is what I've eventually found out. I do not have the strong pink undertones that a lot of people have, but I still do. So it took me a long time to figure that out. But once you kind of figured that situation out, you should just go to a Sephora or an Ulta or something and play. because foundations come in all different, obviously colors. and like thicknesses and coverage. So I would just go to the store and I would use my like underarm here because this part like never gets tan. A place on your body that like does not touch the sun. Because your like summer skin is different than your like winter skin, tone wise. So I usually just test under here, and I don't look at it underneath like Ulta lights or Sephora lights or Nordstrom or wherever you're going. I walk outside. That will show you how it looks against a skin tone that's like close to your face, and you can see how it's really gonna look on you, because sometimes you'll be like, oh, this looks great, and the store, and you put on your face and you're like, it's like orange or something. Yeah. So that's a good way to test it out. After testing many things, I have found ones that I like personally, and I will rattle them off really quickly. I have normal to dry skin, so keep that in mind. I like L'Oreal True Match. This one is Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I also like NARS, Sheer Glow. Sorry, I don't remember what it's called. Those are the ones I found out that work best for my skin. I have heard great things if you have oily skin for Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation and the Revlon Color Stay for skin that's more oily. So after all that blabbing, I am finally gonna put it on. The method I use is with a beauty blender. This one I got from Sephora. You can also get the Real Techniques version at your drugstore or online. There are a couple different like versions of these. I really like this one though. I only buy one once a year, so yeah, it's a little expensive for like a freaking like raindrop sponge, but I really like it. It works really well for me, and since I only buy it once a year, I'm just like, okay, I can do it. I'm gonna be using this Urban Decay foundation. That's what it's called. That's a word. I put it on my finger, put it in dots around my face, and then I blend it out, which you will see here in a second. So here's kind of how I position it all on my face, and then I take the fat part of the beauty blender, and this is wet by the way, so I run it through the water, squeeze it, and then fully squeeze it out, and it's just slightly damp, and it makes a really nice smooth application. I have also used my fingers for applying foundation. I just wash my hands, and then yeah, just kind of more rub it until it's blended in. Some foundation companies such as NARS actually tell you certain ways to put on your foundation. Like I know NARS released a new foundation a while ago, and they said the best way to put it on is with your fingers and not like a beauty blender or anything like that. Which, I don't know, I guess. I haven't tried that foundation, so I don't really know, but it's interesting when a company actually has an opinion on how you put on your foundation. There are also brushes you can use for foundation application, which I have seen a lot of people use. People are pretty much either like beauty blender type or brush. I haven't heard of too many people using their hands, and I don't know if people are embarrassed about it or what, but as long as your hands are clean, it really does not matter. I take the pointy side for areas like around my nostrils and stuff like that, because if I don't, it like doesn't go in there very well. Here is what I look like after putting on my liquid foundation. I really like this foundation. A lot of foundations are buildable, which is really great. And this one is kind of like medium, so it works really well for my skin. I also just want to make a note about a foundation my friend Rebecca uses. She has a lot of acne scarring and a lot of texture on her face, and she has found that Dermablend works really well for filling in maybe like some pits or things like that, she mixes Dermablend with, I think she actually uses the Urban Decay foundation. So she kind of does like a double combo because she doesn't want to do her whole face in Dermablend because it's very thick. But she highly recommends it for people who are experiencing the same things. I do not use a powder foundation. I do when I do my under eye. I used to do the thing where I would put on my liquid foundation and then take I don't know what to call it, little thingy, round blush thing, and put it around my face. I found it to look very matte and very cakey in a way. Could just be me, I don't know. But I am really into loose powder stuff. So I would recommend that because it gives you like a lighter feeling and it's not so like, that might have been like a early 20s teenager thing that I did that was wrong. So don't do that. Investigate loose powders. There's a lot out there in any price range. I don't have one right now because I ran out and then never bought one. So that's that. And there are even methods of putting on the loose powder foundation before putting on your liquid foundation. From what I've read, it's called the Wayne Goss method. So if you want to read up on that, look it up. I have done it and it makes my skin very smooth. So might be something to look into. So last but not least, we have concealer. Concealer comes in many different forms and colors, and it can get overwhelming and confusing. I'm talking about under eye concealer. There's also concealer for things like pimples and stuff like that, which I use this. This is the NARS Creamy Concealer. So there's like green concealers where you can do like, if it's like a red point, green cancels out red, so you can like blot it around. For under eye concealers, they come in colors that cancel out your under eye colors. So when I look, it's hard to tell. I think my under eyes are purple. So a yellow one would cancel it out. There's people also have under eyes that leans blue, and they use a orange concealer to cancel that out. Cancel colors out. I haven't been able to personally find a yellow one, so I just use a regular concealer and it works out well for me. So I haven't really dug too deep for a colored one. But if you do, if you want to cancel it out and check that out, I will try to find some and link some for you. But like I said, this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm using it in Chantilly because I am the palest of pale. And basically it comes in a doe foot applicator like this. There are a bunch that come in like the lipstick form. There's all sorts of shapes and sizes. Right now, this form seems to be really popular and I like it because it's creamy. I did do one, Benefit makes one that is like lipstick shaped. It's very, very thick and I don't really like that because it's kind of cakey. So all I do is do like two little blooches on each side. And then, super cute, there's a mini beauty blender. Look at this guy. He's so little. He came in my pack with my pink one, and I was like, all right. So I use him for under eye, and I use the pointy side and just blend it around. So there I have it, all blended. And then I take my powder. And this is L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder in neutral. Oh, because that's because they have cold, neutral, warm. I don't know what I'm reading. This is just N1. That's the color it is. And I take this brush, which is Sonia Kashuk. Yeah, I don't know. It's from Target. It came in a pack. It is not supposed to be used for under eye stuff. I can't remember what it's supposed to be used for anymore. But not this, but it works perfectly for what I'm about to do. And I don't use it for anything else. So I was like, why not? So I take my powder, put it on my brush, and I just kind of swoop under my eye. And sometimes I kind of do my nose. My nose is the funkiest part of my skin. So I kind of like it to be more matte looking. I'm gonna do the other eye. There we go. And done. And this is my method for primer, liquid foundation, and concealer with powder on top of it. Gives me a really good blanket base to start my makeup with. If you have any questions about anything you've seen here, feel free to ask me. If you have any questions about primer, foundation, concealers, please ask me. I've done a lot of research on it and it's taken me a long time to find like my perfect one. But once you find it, it's so much easier and it looks so great with your base to start your makeup on. My next video is gonna be about eyeshadow. That's gonna be an interesting video to try to accomplish. So look forward to that soon. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Elite Cosplay and on Twitter at Elite_Cosplay. I will see you guys next time.